What's going on, folks? Welcome to 34 Questions. Today I have a very special guest. Fabian is in the house. How you doing, Fabian?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing all right. For those unfamiliar with the show, the little format that we go through is we do some intro questions, which is basically to set the tone of the podcast. We do an icebreaker, which is a one-word spelling bee. Feel free to participate. Feel free to decline. No pressure. And then after that, we jump into the main portion of the podcast where you choose a number between 1 and 34, and we kind of just get the conversation rolling that way. And we wrap everything up with a few concluding questions. Sound good to you, Fabian?
Yeah, it sounds great.
All right, man. My very first question for you is, how have you been? This is the first time I've ever met you, so I definitely appreciate your time and your openness to come on and speak about these things that I don't think everyone always talks about. So how you been, man?
I've been good. I've been laid up for a very long time. I broke my foot about a month ago, so I'm like coming to an end where I'd take off my cast and go back to work and, live normal life.
For sure.
Yeah.
How have you been? I've been cool, man. Trying to keep pushing with the podcast. I got a day job too that I have to get to, and then make time for the pod. But staying consistent, and the reception from the community has been pretty awesome. People have been wanting to get on and have these talks, which that was the whole idea behind it. I think people love to talk in good conversation. Absolutely. So yeah. Thank you for asking.
No problem.
I was gonna ask you if you don't mind sharing how you got into the cast, or
yeah, I got in. So I've been telling people I stepped off a curb wrong just to get it out the way, but I was at a protest for Breonna Taylor's 1-year anniversary, and we got into it with some guy who was yelling about Trump 2024 or whatever it was, and we got into it, and I stepped on my foot wrong, and I heard a pop, so I broke the middle of my foot.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what you would call good trouble,
Yeah.
But thanks for sharing.
Yeah, no problem.
No, I appreciate that. My second question for you is, what would you like your descendants to know about you? The way I kind of frame this question is that, we never got to know our ancestors, right? So I'm trying to create this platform where we can reach out generations forward so they can kind of look back and be like, oh, I'm having a conversation with my great-great-grandfather, great-great, uncle. So what would you like them to know about you?
Man, that's a really good question. I would like them to know that we need to increase positivity in the world and try not to spread hate so much because it divides us. And I don't know, man. That's a really good question.
Yeah, no worries. Feel free to skip it, but don't also rush through it. There's gonna be music playing in the background, so.
I guess I'd like them to know how creative I was and how I'm inspired by everyday things, anything that's positive, art, music, a simple compliment. Yeah, man.
For sure. Well, when did you start creating, would you say?
I want to say ever since I was a little kid, preschool, art has always been, art and naps have always been my favorite subject. But yeah, I've been creating since a little kid. I think that just comes from growing up in San Francisco or the Bay Area. You see art everywhere. It's it's in the culture of the Bay Area. Art, music, and food.
No doubt. What I was gonna say, I was gonna ask something about creating, but it was a fleeting question. My bad.
No, it's all good.
My third question for you is, how would you like to be honored? If I was gonna say, today I'm gonna honor Fabian in some kind of way or act, what could I do to honor you?
Something noble would like be excellent.
For sure.
Maybe like donating to an organization, helping out the community or something. Maybe like donating art supplies or something. I don't know.
For sure. That question came back to me, and it was, what's your favorite way to create? Are you someone that draws, someone that makes music, or?
I'm a person who draws. I'm really into art. Yeah, but I mean, I'm inspired by music. Anything creative really is what inspires me. Anything creative and like Bay Area related is like my inspiration.
For sure. And my fourth question for you, man, is how well do you know yourself? And if it's hard to put into words, you could just do a scale from 1 to 10.
I'm actually working on that a lot. I know myself. I would say if I had to put it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say I know myself at about a 5. Just because like I grew up getting bullied a lot, so like my self-esteem and my confidence was never that like high up on the scale, so like I always look down on myself and stuff like that. So I gotta work on self-love and stuff like that. So and I feel like once you get to know, or once you're comfortable with loving yourself and stuff like that, that's when you like know yourself and like have control over your emotions and things like that.
I got you. Yeah, man, I know we just met, and thank you for opening up. I want to let you know I relate to that. I was bullied as well, and I was a really big kid. My biggest was like 270 or something.
Yeah, I'm still there, man.
No,
I gotta work on it.
Yeah, and those things are like life journeys,
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man. So it is like you brought it up, and I just want to let you know. I came from a similar place. And,
that's what's up.
Yeah, man. It's you know that saying, we're our own worst critic, and
absolutely.
Yeah, that first step is just realizing that what we think of ourselves isn't reality. At least it took me a long time, and I still struggle with that. And I give myself a 5 as well, man. At the highest of highs, I feel like I know myself the most. At my lowest of lows, I feel like I know myself the least. So yeah, and I feel you. So we made it to the icebreaker portion of the podcast. It's the 1-word spelling bee. Would you be down to participate, or are you cool?
Absolutely, I'll participate.
All right, man. So the word is liaison.
Liaison. Oh man. Liaison. I want to say it's Leiason.
Say that one more time.
Leiason.
You got one more chance, man.
Maybe Leaasone.
I'm sorry, man. It's Liaison. Yeah. I mean, thanks for participating. It's a hard word, man. I only got like 6 people who got it right.
I've never used that word in my life.
Word, you know what it means?
No, I don't.
It's basically like they have a media liaison for the White House. So it's like somebody that talks to the media and like, you know, keeps that relationship going. Called liaison. So
Cool.
all right, man. We made it to the main dish of the podcast. Feel free to shoot a number between 1 and 34.
25.
25. What's the best memory you have with either friends or family?
Can I do both or just one?
You could do both. Go for both.
I want to say the best memory I have with family would be my mother took me to a parade. I believe it was in like Bernal Heights. It was a parade and they had a petting zoo. They had like people dressed up in Power Ranger uniforms, and I remember freaking out because I was a big fan of Power Rangers. I was a big fan of the Red Power Ranger, and he was there. So I got a picture with him. I still remember, like I got it somewhere where it's me doing a little crazy pose with the Red Power Ranger.
That's sick.
And then with my friends, that would be my 18th birthday. What did we do? We were at, I believe it was, what is that? Not China Beach, but the one next to it.
Ooh.
But yeah, we had my 18th birthday there, and it was a bunch of my friends. We were drinking and stuff. It was like one of the biggest birthday parties I've ever had.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Is there do you have any like uncanny traditions with either friends or family, like something special that you guys only do that you know of at least?
I mean, when we were younger, I would go out with my friends and like for like 4th of July or New Year's, that would always be a time where we would all meet up and go watch the fireworks and, you know, getting in trouble.
I got you for sure. Go ahead and throw me another number.
Let's do 13.
What is your pet peeve?
Pet peeve. Pet peeve would be throwing a whole box into the trash can just because it like takes up a lot of space.
Oh. like one that's not broken down, or like,
yeah, exactly.
Oh man, nah.
Yeah, it drives me nuts.
Nah, I feel you on that. Like, what about it gets on your nerves? Is it like the inconsideration? Is it?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'm super considerate. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm like an angel or anything, but you know, I'm considerate of the things that I do. So like, I try not to be loud or, you know, make too much fuss for like the people around me, or try to cause too much attention.
I gotcha. I gotta ask you, where'd you get those glasses?
I got them off the internet. They're prescription, but it was like some online site.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I get a lot of compliments on them.
You gotta tell me what site, man, because I've been looking for for some kind of like I don't know if you could tell, my glasses are super thick, and it's always hard for me to find unique frames that can go with my grade. But yeah. We'll link on that later.
I'll look on my email and try to find that for you. But there's tons of sites that like have super nice frames that have no name. Like, it's just a no name brand.
Yeah. I mean, it's just hard for me to trust them. Like, I've seen them before. It's just hard for me to be like, oh, this one's gonna be of good quality. At least I know you now that has bought like glasses off online, and so just let me know what's good, whichever one you trust.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Go ahead and throw me another number.
Let's do 7.
7. Do you consider yourself religious or spiritual?
I'm not religious. I do believe in something. I'd say spiritual. I'm not even too into spirituality either, but you know, I believe in something, just I'm unsure of what I believe in.
Yeah, no, I feel you. You think there's an afterlife?
I hope so, man.
Yeah. What would that, if you were to create your own, what would that look like?
My own afterlife would probably be my own version of Thug's Mansion by Tupac.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
For sure. Feel free to shoot another number.
Let's do 5.
5. What is your favorite thing about yourself?
Favorite thing about myself? I'm a really hard worker. Like when I have my eye or like my mind set on something, like I just got into solar like not too long ago. I want to say 6-7 months, and I really want to get that down just to like go off the grid. Maybe like when I get enough money, buy my own house, install my own solar. That way I'm not like living off of the government or things like that. Like I don't have to worry about none of that. Learn how to farm or something. But yeah, I'm a really hard worker. I work 10-hour days, 5 days a week, and then on top of that, I have my own clothing brand. It's not a brand yet, but it's something that's getting started. So like I got the job, I got my side thing, and then I also do little side hustles and stuff. So you know, we live in a world where, you know, you got to make money to pay the bills. So
yeah, man. I definitely.
You gotta be a hard worker.
You gotta be constantly working to get that leg up. And that's like a brutal reality that I didn't realize until recently. It's just that, you know, no matter what dream you have, if you don't have the connection or the mentorship, then you basically gonna be working when you're every time you're awake. And if you want to get forward, you know. So
yeah.
Tell me about your brand. When did that start and how to get started?
I wanted to say it started about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years. I downloaded this app on my phone where I was like making designs and stuff, and then I would put out shirts every once in a while, and that would only be through like me and a couple of homies. I'd ask them if they want to buy a shirt. And then it slowly grew because, you know, people, they see somebody wearing the shirt and they want that shirt, and then they wear that shirt, and it, you know, goes on and on. So it kind of grew into me creating a bunch of different types of apparel. I named it Bip City. It's like the majority of my inspirations are like based off of San Francisco. Like at one point I was trying to get a job to be a designer for Ben Davis.
Oh,
and I put out one of my designs and I tagged them in it, and unfortunately they were not feeling my design. So I kind of kept going with, like, it was unfortunate, but I kind of kept going with it, and like learning more and more about designing and stuff like that digitally. Like right now I'm using Procreate, so like I got an iPad, and you know, I'm working on there.
Yeah. What does BIP mean? I don't think I'm hip to the game anymore. Maybe I never was, but
oh really? Where are you from?
Well, I'm from out here, and I haven't heard BIP used, but I'm 32, so I don't know it's like a generation gap there, but
yeah, it's a little like I think it's like started from rappers that are a little younger than me, maybe. But like it started from the rappers like Larry June. I believe there's like what's his name? So there was Larry June, there's Lil Pete, there's Lil Yee, Zay Bang, and like Lil Bean. A lot of Bay Area rappers, they use the word bip. Bip is so there's a lot of differences. So like a bip is like the tool that you use to break a window. Bipping is like breaking into a car, trying to like find any type of valuables that are inside the car. Bip City is just another word for the name. I mean, it's another name for San Francisco. You know, they got like San Francisco, Frisco, San Fran. Nobody really uses San Fran, but it's a different name for the city, and it kind of stuck with today's generation of rappers.
Yeah, that's. I mean, shit, my car got bipped 3 times already, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
I get it. But for sure. And what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so what is your like vision for this brand?
Honestly, I wanna turn it into like I want to start my own business where I'm doing screen printing. So I want to like be able to make my own shirts, but at the same time make stuff for other people, and maybe introduce people to like the designs and how to design your own shirts, or like know what type of material is best and what type of material is the cheapest. Just getting the details about it.
Yeah.
Because that's like, I'm super fascinated with all that ever since I started designing and putting out my own stuff.
That'd be sick, man. I know, like, so I tried to, well, I can't call it a clothing brand either, like how you felt about BIP. But for me, I have a clothing project. That's what I'd like to call it at its beginning stages. And the hardest thing for me was to find local screen printers, or at least like, you know, someone I want to work with, like that I can visit instead of just, you know, order from online, which, you know, made it easier, but you know, it's different when you're building a relationship with the vendor, you know? So
yeah, absolutely. And then on top of that, like, I'm so detail oriented, like it took me a super long time to find a good screen printer that I wanted to work with, just because like it's so easy to mess up a job when you're screen printing. Like, you can smudge a bunch of t-shirts with like a hand that you got dirty, or like the registration's off, so your image looks like crap. So yeah, it took me a really long time to find somebody who I can trust and rely on. So yeah, if you I mean, I don't know how far you got into your project, but if you ever do get the ball rolling, that's one thing to look out for, is quality. Yeah,
no doubt, man. That's one of the toughest things, is when I have my clothing on my site and the vendor I use, it's like, is there any other choice but Gildan? Or like, you know, I want to be able to choose like different quality shirts and whatnot.
Yeah.
So,
man, when I got into the whole t-shirt thing, it blew my mind how many different styles of t-shirts are, and like what materials there are and what the prices are. It's crazy.
No doubt, man.
It'll take you a minute to find your favorite type of shirt, but then again, you got to remember, not everybody has your same type of mindset.
Yeah. No, we can talk about that all day, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, throw me in. Oh, I was gonna ask you, have you ever screen printed before?
Yeah, I got my own. It's a single color, but I got my own screen printer.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Like, how's the process going for you? You feel like you getting the hang of it, or you still need some time?
I mean, just of like how much work you got to put into it. It's like it's more of a hobby to me than anything. Like, I'm not that good at it. I can print my own stuff, but like, you know, the images kind of come out wonky sometimes, or you don't have the right tools. So it's definitely a hobby that I want to perfect, but it takes a lot of time and money to get that down.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I have a screen printing machine that's still in the box unopened under my bed.
Nice.
Yeah. And yeah, like you said, it's just time consuming. It's a process. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you try it one day and you like it, you kind of catch the bug. It's like it's a fun process, because like you get to learn how to set it up and all the basics, and then when you finally get your final product, it looks great and you're like juiced about it, and you did it all yourself. Like it's super fun.
Yeah. What do you think about the direct-to-garment printers? I've been seeing a lot of those on
Those
my
are
feed.
dope.
Yeah.
They're super expensive, but if you get the right one, you can make a lot of money. Get the right one, have the right idea.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so those are like meant for like, because with silk screens you can only go up to, I believe it's like 8 to 10 colors or something like that. But with direct to garment, you can go as many colors as, like, you can take the craziest picture with all the colors in the world and have that on a sweatshirt or whatever.
Wow. But isn't there like a bad side too for direct to garment versus silk screening?
Yeah, I mean, silkscreen has always been the best way to put an image on a shirt, just because the material lasts a lot longer, and the colors are more vibrant. Direct to garment is like, it's a new thing, so they're still perfecting it, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be like the future of getting things on the shirts and stuff.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, man. Shoot me another number.
Let's go with I said 7 already, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's do 22.
What are your top 3 personal values, and how did they come to be?
Personal values. I want to say my top 3 would be be kind, value family, and work hard.
Sure.
I think I was raised by my mom, so like she was super nice to everybody she met. She did a lot for other people before she did stuff for herself, so I think that's where I got my kindness from. The family part, I didn't have that value, or I didn't see that immediately in my life until I got a little bit older, and noticed how much like family is like important to me, just because like my mom, she didn't have a lot of rules, so I would go out and do whatever I wanted to, so I was out with friends more than I would be with family. And then as you get older, you realize that like time with your family is super precious, because you know people aren't always around. You know, I could drop dead any day, and if you didn't like, my mother passed away, so like I didn't spend a lot of time with her, so I didn't value that time until she was gone. So I kind of figured that out from there. And then working hard, I would say I got that just from all the jobs that I've had. I've always been into like general labor type jobs, so like I would do bathroom remodeling and stuff like that, and that was always like fun for me. So like any type of hands-on job would interest me a lot. And if you work hard in those type of jobs, like you can get far. You can start your own construction company, make a lot of money from there, and then if you know enough, you can build your own house and stuff like that. Like you don't need a maintenance man or anything. You can pretty much do whatever you want to do.
For sure. First off, man, thank you for sharing your story. Yeah, I know it's not always easy to talk about those things, so definitely appreciate it. And earlier you had mentioned about something about living off the grid. Do you feel comfortable at this point with, all your experience that you can go build your own house out there and, do your own thing?
I don't know about building my own house, but maybe installing my own solar. But I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm super knowledgeable about those type of things, but I if I put my mind to it, I'm sure I can get some solar up on my own.
Yeah. Why off the grid, if you don't mind me asking?
Just because I like being like, I like taking hikes into the Muir Woods and stuff, and like enjoying the sunlight and stuff like that. I'm sorry, give me 1 second.
You good, man? You good?
Text Cecilia, he's outside. Sorry. Yeah, I want to go off the grid just because, like, I enjoy the quiet. I enjoy nature, and being off the grid and having like your own electricity and stuff, like that contributes to reducing your carbon footprint. Like there's like PG&E, they I mean, they're getting into renewable energy, but most of it creates a lot of damage to the environment. So I want to cause as less harm as I can to the world as possible. And then on top of that, like not having to pay bills and stuff, that's great too.
No doubt. For sure. Are you gonna be staying in California? Are you gonna do this thing in a different country?
I'd like to, but California's super expensive. Land is crazy.
There's this website where you can buy land, and I mean, I also was like, oh, is this sketchy or whatnot? Because like you could buy this big lot of land for like 10 G's or something.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you just need to be able to like fence off your place so people know it's your property and they can't just like sit in like a corner of your acre. And I'm like, damn, that's a lot of work too. So
yeah, and on top of that, you gotta like, not everywhere is a suitable place to live. Like you don't want to live in the middle of Death Valley or whatever. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah, I was attracted to this land on the 5, like going down the Grapevine, like near the Bakersfield area. They had, it was like, it was like Breaking Bad desert where there was nothing around, but you had all this land. I'm like, and there's got to be something I could do there. Like, I don't know, host a festival.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if you get the land and you like it, you'll figure out something to do with it,
For sure. Go ahead and throw me another number, man.
Let's do 19.
If seeing is believing, is there anything you believe in that we can't see?
Seeing is believing. Say that again.
Yeah, so if seeing is believing, is there anything you believe in that we can't see?
Oh man, if seeing is believing, is there anything you believe in that we can't see? Karma. I believe in karma a lot, and you can't, it's not always present, but it works its way. Like, yeah, you can't always see it, but like, karma has its ways of coming back around.
Has karma ever been in like, do you remember anything that happened to you that karma was in favor for you? Like, something that came back around that was good. You're like, oh
yeah,
shit.
man, as a little kid, I got into a lot of trouble. Like I could have died a lot of times, or like been in jail. So like just me getting the pass every time is like karma being on my side. I'm super like I have a lot of bad luck. Well, I don't want to say that. I have my days where like, you know, I have bad luck, but like considering all the situations I've been in, like I'm super lucky.
For sure. When did you first come across the idea of karma? And like
my mom would always talk about it. I believe like my luck and stuff came from her. She was a lot like me. I'm a lot like her. So like, I'm sure she's been in so many different situations where she got lucky or unlucky, you know. But I would always hear her talking about it. Like karma's a bitch. Is what she would always say. I
gotcha. For sure. Go ahead and throw me another number.
Let's do 28.
What do you think society should prioritize to fix in the world?
Just focus on like society should, I don't know, I'm all about like peace and positivity and like being kind to people. So like, especially in today's age, there's a lot going on where like people are just hurting people or like hating on people for absolutely zero reasons other than skin tone or like your religion and stuff like that. And I've never understood why somebody would hate on somebody for trying to be happy, you know?
No doubt. You think that's a San Francisco thing, man? Because I have the same kind of thoughts as far as like, you know, it's just unfathomable to me that, you know, somebody would just bring that energy. Like, don't you want to be happy? Don't you like, you know, want everything to go smoothly? It's just yeah.
I mean, San Francisco's always been like the epicenter for like Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix. They've all lived here and performed here and stuff like that. And being like them being from that era, they brought in a lot of like ideology of peace and positivity and like, you know, just having a better world. And San Francisco has always been acceptive of that kind of mentality. But I mean, even in San Francisco, you still got people who are racist or they hate people for their sexuality or religion. It's always going to be good and bad wherever you go. Not everybody's going to have that same mindset, but I think there definitely is more people that approve of being peaceful rather than hating on somebody or something like that.
Yeah, and it just seems like, you know, it sucks that the people who are more hateful are the louder ones, you know, or they make the most noise. And you know, for all those peaceful folks, it's like, how are we going to combat that in a way that is peaceful, but also it can, I don't want to say educate, but like, you know, just kind of rub off on the hate, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel that. Go ahead and throw me another number.
Have we done 34 yet?
No, we haven't.
Let's do 34.
What stereotype is true for you? It doesn't have to be like a nationality thing. For me, you know, like I'm a millennial, so hell yeah, I love the 90s and I'm all about it. But yeah, so how about yourself?
That's hella funny. There was I got teased about this so bad when I admitted it. When I got into the solar job, I was being taught by somebody who was like teaching me all the basics and stuff, and we would always talk about random things. And then he was like, one day he was like, "Oh, I just got on Instagram," or he said he hopped on the internet something, and he was like, "Yeah, I heard millennials don't wash their legs." And I was like, yeah, I guess so. Like, I don't pay attention to that too much. I just kind of like, wash what you gotta wash. And like, I didn't think about it until, but once I told them, they like kind of clowned on me, and ever since then, like, I wash my legs, bro. And then there was like this meme where it was a bunch of Trump supporters, and they were saying that somebody was commenting on the picture, and they were saying that it smells like Coors Light and unwashed legs. And I was like, oh damn, I really gotta start washing my legs.
Yeah, I feel you when memes feel like you've been attacked, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, they got me.
Yep.
No, I hear that. But
it's cool though. Like, now I wash my legs.
Yeah. Now you can never be clowned on that again. You feel me?
Exactly.
That's a trip though. And I mean,
yeah.
I think there's a lot of stereotypes of millennials that hold true for all of us. Like, we're a whole fucking generation, right? So yeah, that's what makes a stereotype. Go ahead and shoot me another number, man.
33.
Have you ever had a want to get away moment?
Absolutely. All the time. My girlfriend just took me to Hawaii to meet her family, and I've been to Hawaii for like a day or two, just like on a fluke, and I didn't really get to enjoy it as much. But when she took me, it like opened up my eyes to like how beautiful the island is, and like just the whole vibe out there. The weather is ridiculous. The water's, it's like you're jumping into a jacuzzi or like a heated pool. It's great. Like it's paradise.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I've kind of been infatuated with going to Hawaii. So I might be moving out there if I figure something out.
Dude, I mean, I've only been there once, back when I was 19. Going back again this summer. Hopefully everything goes right.
Yeah.
And that's been on my mind too, man. It's how could you not want to live on the islands, man? It's
ridiculous.
And
it's really nice out there. The people are nice. The weather's nice.
Community, right? Like, I think that's the one thing I've heard from the locals is that everybody knows everybody. It's like a small town, and I think living in a city, it makes us want to see if the grass is greener on the other side, as far as living with so many people versus just having a small town feel. It's expensive though, man. That's the one thing I hear is that
it is, but it's not as expensive as San Francisco.
Really?
I've been looking at houses and stuff out there. Like that's how I'm into Hawaii. Like I really want to go out there. But it's definitely not as expensive. It's expensive, but like buying a house out there isn't what buying a house out here is. I think the only downside is the jobs might not pay as much as they do out here, but when
I
there's a will.
Well, you could manifest it right now, man. How long do you think it'll take you to get out there?
Hopefully in a couple years.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be cool, man. Shit, I might be out there too in a couple of years.
If I get some land or like buy a house, please stop by anytime.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be sick. You gonna be on the Big Island? Is that where your girl's from, or
yeah, my girl's from Oahu, so I believe it's the Big Island.
Yeah, I think so. Sorry if we're getting that wrong, but
yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah.
No disrespect or anything.
For sure. Have you been to any other places around the world, or just outside of the U.S.?
Nah, not really. My whole life has been based in California. Other than that, like I've only been to Hawaii.
Yeah, for sure.
And Nevada, but like Las Vegas doesn't really count. It's like,
I've never been to Vegas, bro. That's one thing I need to head out to.
It's cool. It's definitely a party city. So if you like to party, that's the place to be.
I mean, I was thinking like also the opportunity out there, since I know it's like a growing city. Yeah. They're trying to be more legit and everything. But yeah, so I was just, it's like if it's a nonstop party, man, I gotta like find a way to to grow into that lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, it's you gotta be looking for the party, so it's not like you're gonna be out of control partying 24/7.
I got you.
But yeah, it's a cool place. The weather's nice. There's a lot of people out there. It's a big I guess it's a big city on the strip. Like outside, it's super quiet. It's real nice, but
Yeah. Is there any places that you want to go, like that you've been like, oh, you've seen it portrayed in the media? You're like, that place looks dope.
Yeah, I want to go to Tokyo, or maybe like other places around Japan. I want to go to Brazil, and then what else? Brazil, Tokyo. That's all I can think of right now.
For sure. Yeah, no worries. Just curious. Shoot me another number. Oh, just a heads up. We got about 10-15 minutes left in the podcast. Just wanted to thank you again for your time and coming on. Hope you're having fun. It's been a good conversation.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. This is really fun.
For sure, man. Go ahead and shoot me another number.
Let's do have we done 17 yet?
I don't think so, but I'll recognize the question if anything.
How do you keep track of those type of things?
Basically, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I'll be real with you. Yeah, I haven't. I just know that like I'll remember the question and then
when you start reading it, you'll remember.
Yeah. But now that I'm caught, now I gotta like like scratch them out.
That's cool, because I mean, even from there, if you start running out of questions, you can base another question off of the one that they picked already.
Yeah, and I just try to go with the flow of the conversation. If there's
cool.
more questions that pop up while you're giving an answer to a question, then I'll give it a shot and ask. But you said 17, right?
Yep.
All right. What is your? I don't know if you're familiar with Harry Potter, but you know what a Patronus is?
Yeah, it's like the spirit that comes out of the wand or whatever. Like
it's like the animal.
The deer from yeah.
So, someone dropped some knowledge on me, because the question used to be like, what's your spirit animal? And then someone was all like, yo, you're appropriating Native American or indigenous people culture. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that. I thought it was just like a cool thing that we could talk about.
Yeah.
But she was like, you could maybe switch it to Patronus, because everybody knows Harry Potter, and it's like,
damn, that's me,
dude.
Yeah.
It was definitely a trip.
That's something that we're working on in today's time of day. Like this generation, we are working on, not culture. I want to think it like what comes up in mind is like culture appropriation, like calling somebody out of their gender. Like there's no more he and she anymore. Like you have to kind of open your mind to being a little more respectful of the way you talk to people. But I mean, it's the way we grew up, and we're working on it. It's nothing personal. I mean, unless you keep doing it and you don't care how the other person feels. But
yeah, man. I mean, it definitely is that time and place where we do gotta watch what we say.
Yeah.
I wish I just knew all the general terms, so I don't have to overthink it sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, hey you, like
yeah,
something like that.
It's definitely something hard to remember, but if you keep it in mind and you're being considerate, it kind of you learn how to kind of avoid misgendering somebody, or like not talk about somebody's culture in such a way.
Yeah,
being considerate helps. So like if you like I was saying, if you think about what you're about to say before you say it, then it helps.
No doubt. So what would you say is your Patronus?
I'd say an elephant, just because my mom was big into him. She like knew a lot about them. She knew that like statues would have to be pointed a certain way if you had it in the house, and like they're super smart and stuff like that. Yeah, elephants are like ridiculously smart. They cry when somebody dies. I think they like have gatherings and stuff when somebody passes away, and I forgot what there's something like elephants are super fascinating.
Dude,
they're really cool animals.
Don't they have like, I don't know this, but maybe you could shed light. I imagine them having like a bigger brain than ours, if in a body that big, right? Like
yeah, I'm sure they do. Yeah, elephants are huge.
Yeah,
I'm sure they do because they're smart as hell.
I don't even trip off that right now, but I haven't tripped off that. But even like, you know, like majestic big ass whales, right? They're like they're huge, and apparently they're also in that kind of sense of elephants where they're just so big nobody fucks with them, that they have these things where they have culture, you know, elephant culture, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's just something that we're not that knowledgeable about. But I'm sure like if we could go where they go, because like they go so deep that we can't really follow them sometimes. So yeah. I'm sure that like you'd find out some crazy stuff, because even dolphins are like stupid smart.
Yeah. I know. And they're prone to, you know, be a little active sexually, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's crazy.
I didn't know how to say it in a way that was like low key, but all right, man.
Nuts.
We made it to the concluding portion of the podcast. Got just a few more questions for you.
Cool.
So this one is, so I've been trying to find a way to connect my guests. This next question is from my previous episode's guest. Shout out to Dave. His question for you is, if you had Superman's powers for a day, would you be a villain or a hero?
A hero, 100%.
For sure.
Yeah, I'd rather be loved than hated. I think Superman could do a lot for the world if he was real. He could end a lot of like, yeah, he'd bring the world together for sure.
Well, why do you think he'd bring the world together?
Just because he has super crazy powers. Like, he can stop all the villains in today's time. Like, well, I don't know how that would work with like the United States president and stuff like that, but you know, as of I guess terrorist groups and people causing harm to other people, he would stop all of that.
No doubt.
But yeah, I would definitely be a hero. Villains are cool and everything, but yeah, I'm more on the positive side than scaring up shit.
What's it called? I was gonna say, yeah, the tempting thing about being a villain is that if you had Superman's powers, you could do all these crazy things to set you up for the next day when you're not a superhero anymore, or you don't have superpowers. You know, it's like, okay, cool, I just needed it for a day, now I'm set for life.
Yeah,
don't have to do
anything. 100%. Yeah, you can do some crazy stuff.
That's the temptation of going to the dark side.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. It's like, that's kind of like what I don't know if that's in the same universe, but like Spider-Man, when there's I forgot what that saying was. When you have great responsibility, or with great power comes great responsibility.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah. No. So, it's all how you handle it, for sure.
Yeah.
And then I just had it, and it keeps fleeting. Hopefully, I'll get to it before we end. My next question for you is, what would you like to ask the next guest?
Damn, that's hella on the spot.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's cool. Like it's only on the spot because like I want a really good question. I'm not good with like rapid things.
I feel like take your time.
I guess my question would be, if you could do one thing that could change the entire world, what would it be and why?
Yeah, man, that's That's like the starting question for everyone's personal mission statement. You feel me? If you could do one thing that could change the world, what would it be? I got you. I mean, do you mind me flipping this one on you? I'm kind of curious.
Man,
And
I've
it's okay.
always wanted.
Go ahead.
I've always wanted to like distribute wealth and like. I want people to be happy constantly, like regardless of who you are. I'd always like people to be happy. So when you're happy, there's no hate. You're having a great time. Good things happen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would definitely be something positive. Maybe like end world hunger or something. I don't know.
For sure. I mean, we on the same fucking vibe there, man. I just want to, like, for me, that question, I just want to put people on, in any way. So yeah, that's what's I guess that's what my personal mission is. Thanks for helping me realize that. But yeah, let's put people on. My last question for you, man, is what is the greatest lesson you've learned thus far in your life? I know you mentioned hard work a few times. Feel free to go with that one again, or if there's another one.
The greatest lesson I've learned. I guess it would be to not waste time. Life's fun. I mean, it's kind of hard just because, as a little kid, you're having fun. Like, you don't need to worry about what you want to be in the future or something. But once you get to a certain age, you realize that you wish you could have did this instead of that. So yeah, I think it would be not to waste so much time. Have a goal or something.
Yeah, man. So I don't know if you ever seen the other episodes, but I normally mention my 10 years of failure, and it's because I wasted time for like almost every day for 10 years. So I am familiar with that lesson.
Yeah, it happens to all of us, I think. I don't think anybody's, like I said, like when you're a little kid, you're having fun and shit. Like, you're not really set on a certain goal or anything. You're just kind of going with the flow. But yeah, it happens to the best of us. I wouldn't doubt, like, there's somebody who's super important in the world, and they let time fly by until they realize it.
Like, even in hindsight, I tell myself I wasted time, but at the time I was enjoying myself. It's exactly what I wanted to do, and I'm blessed to have been able to do those things as well. But yeah, I think it's a balance, because even if you're using up all your time, you're gonna have that. It's gonna be hard to like not want the other side of that too. So it's a balance, and I'm just working on making up for lost time.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at. So yeah,
at least you're working on it. Some people, they just they keep letting it fly by.
Yeah, and if you're out there listening, just remember it's not too late. You could always make time. Yeah. Cool, man. Did you want to do any shout outs where people can find you, go support your brand?
I mean, shout out to all the people that support me in the brand. Shout out to all the people that are working on their communities, and they have their own organizations and stuff like that. There's a lot of hardworking people out there who are trying to make tomorrow a better day. So shout out to them.
Where can we find your clothing?
I have a Big Cartel. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's like bigcartel.bipcity or something. The link is in my bio on my Instagram. Or people could also DM me their orders or whatever. It actually helps if you DM me directly, just because Big Cartel takes a little bit of the percentage to keep their website running. So.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thank you again for coming on. Thank you for opening up your stories and your time. All those things are valuable to me, and so I definitely appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. It was really fun. It's a great opportunity to answer really great questions.
For sure, man. I'm glad you had fun. It's been hard for me to find a signature way to end these my podcasts, but